Hi everybody, welcome back to the Dunbar Dog Diaries. I'm Kelly Dunbar. We're having a second session with Knox today because we had such great success with her leash walking exercise. I want to begin her foray into coming when called. And just like with walking, I'm going to start indoors in a low distraction environment where I can teach her the positions and the actions that I want her to know and heavily reinforce that without having to compete with natural distractions and other things. So let's get to training. Welcome back. We are doing a second session on the same day as our previous session because that was pretty easy and fun for her. I think I'm going to try some recall work. I did want to get the walking work in before I started more coming when called, because coming when called essentially is facing front and staring at me, turning away from something else, moving towards me, and then facing me. And I really wanted her to do a different position on the side before I added that because she's so committed to the front. This should be relatively easy because we are starting indoors in a known, relatively distraction-free environment. And so are you. I'm actually letting her be distracted now because I need that distraction. Because I need her to be distracted in order to get her attention for coming when called. And I don't know, no, come on. So, here we go. Let's start some recall work. Take off her leash for this. See if I can't just get her attention. Put that over there. Grab some tasty treats. I can also use a toy for this. Maybe I'll do a second session on that. But free. Gonna let her be free. Let her get distracted if I can. Show her there's nothing in the hand. She knows we're training. She got wind of that. And when she's distracted, I'm going to say, try to get her not to be attentive. She doesn't even have to be that distracted. As long as she's not in front of me, and if I'm turning away from her, what I want her to do is turn and come towards me. So we can start with her being attentive and being in front of me, and just by taking a step back. So, and I can also use my hand target for this. I can say here for an informal recall versus an emergency come when called. Informally, just come on, Knox, here, let's go. Ready? Knox, here. Touch and reward. All I did was back up a little bit. She sits, bonus, I grab her collar, see a little bit of resistance there, and reward again. Collar grab is important, free, because you want to be able to catch your dog and you want to put lots of good reps in for hands reaching for just a reward versus every time we grab a dog, it's usually for putting them away, putting them back on leash at the end of the park, putting them in the tub, putting them in the crate, telling them not to do something. Our hands are grabbed and usually not for something good. I want her to like collar grabs and also learn not to avoid them. So I'm going to heavily reinforce grabbing and just letting go. To the point where I want you to envision is your dog just is about to dart into traffic and you need to grab really quickly. I want her to be so okay with that, and I want you to work up to that kind of intensity with your collar grab practice so that she understands that that's not something to shy away from or flatten away from or escape. Free. So collar grab is a part of your recall for sure. In fact, you can just start with that. If your dog isn't used to that, or if you think you've maybe already tainted it a little bit with just using it for icky things, it's just gotcha. And go. And you don't have to say anything. Gotcha. And I would grab at different places, different ways, even over the head. Slowly at first. You see how I'm trying not to overwhelm her. Because also you're looming when you do that. And it's a little, you see your ears go back a little bit. It's intimidating. I'm going to switch hands too and practice so that both my right and my left hand, she's accustomed to coming in at her. Good. Gotcha. And I give her a little bit of pressure on the collar and let go and release. You can see if you watch her body language, you'll see there's a little bit of uncertainty maybe about that. Free. Now I'm going to go back to this. Knox, here. Good. I'm rewarding both the touch and the sit, touch and the collar grab at this point. Sit is just a side effect. Free. Knox, here. Good. And because we've done so much work with her sitting front with me, she's naturally offering that sit. Free. Also just because I'm upright and my body language is telling her kind of to sit. Go. I'm going to try to go more steps this time. Next here. Good. Now, once you've got your dog, the hand touch is kind of a lure, free, to get her to follow me at first. If your body language alone isn't enough to elicit the attention, they already know the touch from our previous exercises, so that can help. I don't think I need it with her at this point, so I'm gonna not put the hand signal there. I'm just going to back up and hope and draw my body language up so she sits when she gets there, and then reach for her collar this time. Free. Ready? Knocks here. Good girl. Good girl. There you go. Wow. Free. Yay. Good girl. Okay, I'm gonna try to get her a little excited. I don't want her jumping on me, but I want to get her a little more loose and loosey-goosey and see if I can up the ante with the distraction and the silliness. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Free. Knocks here. She doesn't have to be in a sit before we start. Now it's a little peppier and a little wilder, but great. Free. I want her coming excitedly. I don't want her coming, ooh-de-doo. I want her to come excitedly, but you start with a slow, easy foundation, and then you work up to some energy. Energy can also, it adds fun for the exercise, but it also can bring with it a little bit of distraction and or over exuberance, which can become jumping, as you've seen. Free. Let's go. I'm gonna toss a treat across the room. She didn't see it. Go get it. Come on. Look. Find the treat on the floor. Again, I don't do this too often. Knocks here. I went back to the hand signal there of the target because it was a little more distracting. Free. Toss a treat across the room. She's not really used to me doing this. Here. Knocks here. A little more action, collar grab, reward. Free. Ready? And toss the treat. Knocks here. She's hearing a noise outside. Collar grab, and reward. Free. Good girl. And that's some early foundation work for a recall that you really should do indoors and transfer to other people very quickly, and maybe try indoors and in different rooms. You can expand your distance a little bit in the house or in your back garden, places that are safe and relatively distraction-free. And keep your sessions really short and sweet so it remains really super fun to come to you, and then end with something else, a game of tug or fetch or a little body massage as little Miss Knox enjoys right here. Okay, so give that a shot. Try that 2 or 3 times a day, 10 minutes a session, and you'll progress pretty quickly to being able to take it out on the road, which we'll show you in a session later on in the series.
Thanks for watching this video. If you'd like to learn more, make sure you visit dunbaracademy.com and check out our selection of free dog training and behavior courses. If you'd rather watch some more videos here on YouTube, click right over here or here. And if you want to watch our new videos as we post them, click here to subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell.